Purchase orders are critical to any organization if that organization wants to ensure they get the goods they need at the right time without spending 1 cent more than they absolutely need to. Get just one of these items wrong, and the cost to your organization could be significant. And we're not just talking about the cost of the goods. We're also talking about not getting the right goods, and in an extreme case, having to shut down your manufacturing operations because you don't have the right raw materials needed for your manufacturing process. So let's go over each of them to make sure this doesn't happen to you. Stick around until the end when I share several common, all too common mistakes, how they hurt, and most importantly, how you can avoid them completely. I want to start with the item that is most important. Number one, the purchase order number. This is a unique identification number for tracking, auditing, and matching against invoices. It identifies the specific purchase order if there is an issue. Most importantly, the accounts payable team uses this in its matching process to ensure invoice accuracy and that something doesn't get paid twice. Number two, the issue date. This is the date the purchase order is created and sent to the vendor. This helps monitor when goods can be expected to be received. By the way, if you're new here, on this channel, we teach accounts payable best practice, accounting basics, accounts payable automation, and job search strategy for business professionals just like you. Number three, buyer and seller information. Detailed contact information, including company names, addresses, and contact parties for both parties. Sometimes purchasing and accounts payable will share a vendor file, but in a more likely scenario in most organizations, each has their own. Number four, itemized description of the goods and/or services ordered. Specific details about what is being ordered, including product codes, SKUs, descriptions, and quantities. This information is critical if you don't want to pay for 100 widgets when you only ordered 50, even if they did send 100. Number five, pricing. As you might expect, this is the item that causes the most problems. The agreed upon unit price for each item or service should be listed. How important is this? Surveys of accounts payable professionals reveal that of the three documents used to verify invoice accuracy, the invoice, the receiving document, and the purchase order, the invoice is the most likely one to have an error. So having the price on the purchase order is critical. Now, if the supplier doesn't agree with the price you have on the purchase order, they should come back to your purchasing team and ask for a corrected PO. Having the price you are committing to pay on the purchase order is the only way accounts payable can catch an inaccurate price. Many of the next items we're about to discuss are typically negotiated ahead of time, so you would think there should be little area for dispute. But in reality, that's not the case. And it's why we make such a big deal about including them on the purchase order. Number six, other costs. The PO should indicate whether your organization is agreeing to pay for other costs. This might include things like freight and customization expenses. If sales tax is owed, your organization is responsible for paying it. It's that simple. And the supplier will add it to the invoice and remit that sales tax to the states on your behalf. As you might imagine, these additional costs can make a big difference. This has become a huge headache for importers when the U.S. started levying tariffs. Quick favor, hit the like and hype button if this helped you. It helps us reach more professionals just like you. Number seven, shipping and delivery details. The shipping address, the delivery method, and expected delivery date should be included. This can be critical for seasonal businesses. For example, if you're selling summer bathing suits, you will want them delivered in April, not August. Number eight, payment terms. Agreed upon conditions such as net 30, payment due within 30 days, or early payment discounts should be indicated on the purchase order. This can be a huge deal if the seller has negotiated late fees into their contract as part of their terms and conditions. Which brings us to number nine, terms and conditions. This includes all legal issues and will have clauses addressing issues such as return policies, warranties, and liabilities. And of course, as we indicated, standard payments should be included here. And number 10, authorized signature. Approval from the buyer's authorized personnel to make the purchase legal. Now be aware that most organizations have spending limits on what different individuals can order. If the level is exceeded a second or differing authorizing signature will be required. Now, it is extremely unlikely that your suppliers will know what your limits are, so they may accept an order without realizing that it doesn't have the proper authorization. Now, let's take a quick look at some common mistakes, how they hurt, and most importantly, how you can avoid them completely. And by the way, if this made purchase orders, accounts payable, and/or accounting a little bit clearer, hit the subscribe button. Thanks. Mistake number 1, not completing a purchase order before ordering. Now, how this hurts. You're at their mercy. You've taken the goods and must pay for them. If they charge an exorbitant price and you didn't include it on the purchase order, you're not negotiating from a position of strength. Now, first I want to address what is not the solution to this problem, yet many take this approach. Grabbing the invoice that the supplier has sent and creating the purchase order from the information that is on it is not the way to go. When you do this, you completely negate the value of the PO and the three-way match. Whatever the mistakes the supplier has made on the invoice, on pricing, quantity, terms, etc., you've just legalized, if you will, by incorporating them into the purchase order. So if you use after the fact POs, do not give purchasing the invoice to create the PO, no matter how annoyed they get with you when you won't. Solution, pretty simple. Fill out the PO before placing all orders. This is not only a best practice, but a policy that should come down from your senior management. Mistake number 2, not filling out the purchase order completely. This is not as big a problem as it once was thanks to automated PLs, but it has created a new related issue, which I'll explain momentarily. How this hurts. This is similar to not completing a PO at all issue. You're at the mercy of the seller for any information left blank. Now, in an automated environment, you may simply tick the box that says standard terms and conditions. This protects you most of the time. When doesn't it? When purchasing negotiates special terms or pricing and then neglects to put them on the PO, or worse, forgets and ticks off the standard terms box. Then, if the seller doesn't include the special terms on the invoice, guess what? Accounts payable doesn't know and goes ahead and pays what's on the invoice, for it matches the PO. Solution. Not only filling out the PO completely each time, but remembering to note any special agreements that you've negotiated. It is critical. Now, the next one probably doesn't seem like a problem until you fully understand how it is responsible for causing an increasing number of duplicate payments, which are rarely returned. Mistake number 3, not extinguishing the purchase order immediately when it's used. And when I say immediately, I mean that. Many organizations, especially those where ACH payments are made outside the accounts payable group, leave the extinguishing of the purchase order to the end of the week or the end of the month, even worse, as it saves a little bit of time for the person doing this task. And it does. I'm going to be honest, it does. But how it hurts. If a second invoice shows up, and today about 25% of all invoices are being sent more than once, then the odds of that second invoice being paid skyrocket. Solution. Insist that POs be extinguished or closed out immediately, and you avoid this issue. Have you noticed we've mentioned the three-way match a number of times? Do you fully understand it? There are many nuances that can create a huge headache if not fully understand. To make sure this doesn't happen to you, click on the link that has appeared on your YouTube screen and is in the description. Good luck.